Okay, this is Jason from the Law of Attraction Mastermind, and the technique that I want to let you guys know about today is called the Eerie technique. And the reason we call that the Eerie technique is actually many of the students report that soon after doing this technique, um, their eerie things begin to happen. Um, I won't go into them because I don't want to program you, but needless to say, it has that name for a reason, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And this is something that is fairly simple, and it takes about 15 minutes to learn and just a few minutes to perform. You can use it tonight as you drift off to sleep. So, but first I have to give you some little bit of foreground about why the Eerie technique is one of the first things that we teach you. And here we go. The belief is that the mind is creative. Everything that you have currently in your life, you created it. Whether you realize it or not, whether you like what you've created or not, every single person is uh, manifesting everything that they've ever had. So, and I know this can be, if you're in a bad spot, I know it can be uh, kind of disconcerting. You may be thinking, what, I created this. Um, One of the greatest things that you can do is to begin taking responsibility. Now, you know that you didn't create it on purpose, but the way the mind works is that whatever you put in it, it creates. Now, the problem is you haven't always consciously decided what's going to go into your head. Now, I don't want to get into a discussion of past lives and that sort of thing, but even as a kid, you were programmed by your surroundings and by your parents, and you may have picked up some of their subconscious thoughts, and that's part of it. Now, the mind doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care what's put in it. Sort of like an oven. The oven does not care if you stick a shoe in it. If you stick a shoe in the oven, it's going to cook it. Same thing with the mind. You stick things in the mind, it's going to create it. That's what it does. That's its function. So here's an analogy. Most of the success systems and even a lot of the law of attraction type systems talk about using your conscious mind, which is fine. You do have to use your conscious mind. But one thing that they don't talk that much about is that the mind is actually your conscious thoughts plus your subconscious thoughts. Your subconscious mind or your subconscious thoughts or your core beliefs, your beliefs about how the world operates and what people are. If you say people are, and then you begin filling in the blank, or even some people are, and begin filling in the blank, you will begin to pull up from your subconscious mind some of your deeper beliefs about people in the world and the way things work. Now, the mind is creating that. So if you believe that, say that in order to be rich, you need to be greedy, and you don't want to be greedy because it's not spiritual, and you want to be spiritual, then you put yourself in a bind. The mind can only create that for you because it's in there. So the mind equals the conscious plus the subconscious thoughts. Now, Abraham, you're probably aware of Esther and Jerry Hicks and a lot of their books, but one of the great quotes is, I think this is a paraphrase. I'm not going to say this in the exact quote, but I think the spirit is the same. It's that you experience the balance of your thoughts. Okay, so that in itself, if you take what's on the sheet, you may begin to understand why in the past some of the things that you've tried to manifest hasn't worked. If you're like most people studying the law of attraction, you seem to be able to manifest some things but not others. The not others, it usually comes from a subconscious block that you have that you're not aware of. Another thing that often happens is you get close but no cigar. You say, well, I need a new car. I want a new car, and you end up getting a new car, but it's not exactly what you had imagined. It's not, it's not as new as you wanted, or it's not as nice as you wanted,